You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
Earlier today, folks, out here at the amphitheater in Atlanta, we had a chance to talk with Jon Ossoff. He is one of the candidates running on the Democratic side. He is running against Senator David Perdue. And what he talked about was the impact in terms of this election and then how the turnout is going. So here's my conversation with U.S. Senate candidate Jon Ossoff.
This year, first of all, the state becomes younger and more diverse literally by the hour. And that's changing the politics of the state. There's been a huge voter registration effort. Since Stacey Abrams lost that governor's race by 50,000 votes, we've added more than 800,000 new voters to the rolls here. The second thing is that we're in the middle of a pandemic where it is clear that our leaders have failed us and lied to us. Nearly 250,000 Americans dead from a disease that our president and my opponent, Senator David Perdue, both said would be no worse than the flu. People are up in arms about the sorry state of governance in this country, demanding competent leaders who will put our health first.
Isn't it also that Democrats have finally decided to take the South seriously? Reverend Dr. William Barber and I talked about this all the time, that you can't win if you don't compete. You can't compete if you don't do what's necessary, which is register people, put the resources in. I remember 8 years ago, 2012, I'm waiting to go on CNN. Then Congressman Chris Van Hollen is there. He was running the DCCC. And I talked about Georgia. He basically said, not going to be purple at all. And I'm like, yeah, that's the case if you don't do the work.
Right.
And so the same thing, we'll see what's happening in North Carolina as well. Are Democrats finally getting real about the South and recognizing the possibilities exist if you run strong candidates, raise money, and you put boots on the ground?
I think what happened is that Democrats started getting real about that 6 years ago. We've had leaders with vision here like Stacey Abrams, who has built institutions and resourced and staffed them to do things like long-term voter registration, to change the shape of the electorate here in Georgia. So that work has been done, and building political power takes time.
Right.
But the investment has been made, and now with 2 Senate races in a single state, we have the opportunity to make good on all of that work.
And speaking of that, obviously your opponent, David Perdue, he has been, of course, was joking about Senator Kamala Harris, her name, then says, oh, he was simply mistaken. We see what's happening also with the ardent support of Donald Trump as well. Do you think that this massive turnout that we're seeing is because people say, you know what, we are absolutely sick of the last 4 years, and too many Republican senators have allowed Trump to be unchecked?
People are sick of the circus, just the constant daily outrage, the way that the country has been deliberately divided, citizens turned against citizens. What we're seeing happening in Georgia right now is the final failure of the GOP's Southern strategy, which began under Richard Nixon, to divide Southerners along racial and cultural lines so that we failed to grasp our shared economic and health interests. And what has emerged in Georgia is a multiracial, multi-generational coalition committed to expanding healthcare access and economic opportunity, to civil rights, to criminal justice reform. And that new coalition has made the old way of dividing people along racial lines ineffective. So when my opponent decides that the best he can do is to belittle the Democratic vice presidential nominee for her heritage, he's playing an old game that is not going to work in the South anymore.
We just saw Republicans pick Amy Coney Barrett. We saw how they attacked, frankly, President Barack Obama with his appointees. Are Democrats also seeing why you can't ignore the courts? Because you can elect all the folks that you want to Congress, to the Senate, but if the laws are unconstitutional, you really are having the courts really run the country.
Well, I think that there is a heightened understanding of the role that the Senate plays, not just in legislating, but in confirming judicial appointees. And I think that this Supreme Court fight right now has elevated the issue of health care, which was already top of mind in the middle of this pandemic, because the Supreme Court will be hearing oral arguments in the challenge to the ACA just days after the election. So the fact that they have spent their time rushing this justice through, totally hypocritically, from where they were 4 years ago, instead of, for example, passing more economic relief for working families and small businesses in the middle of a pandemic, speaks to where their values are and their priorities are, and also has made people realize, hey, our health insurance is at risk right now.
And what I keep reminding people is that, of course, Democrats keep talking about the Affordable Care Act, that Supreme Court case. They also are going to hear a voting rights case next month as well out of Arizona that could very well gut Section 2 after Section 4 was gutted with the Shelby v. Holder decision.
That's right. Shelby v. Holder, 2013, they took out Section 4B. Voting Rights Act, the rest of it's on the line. The Civil Rights Act is on the line. Roe v. Wade is on the line. The Affordable Care Act is on the line. And the Senate is the last bulwark against the courts, the federal court system becoming this partisan ideological forum where our health care and our voting rights and our civil rights and the privacy of women's health care will be under sustained attack. That's another reason we have to win these Senate races, and folks need to get out and vote.
All right, Jon Ossoff, we certainly appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Great to speak with you.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, the folks at Ceek.com, black-owned company founded by Mary Spio. They, of course, a virtual reality company. You can check out their content at Ceek.com, CEEK.com. You can do so, of course, with these VR headsets. You can look at it, of course, on your regular device or your pad or your computer. But if you want to experience being in the room, you can use this headset right here. All you simply do is just pop in your cell phone in here, pop it on, and then put this headset on, and you can literally experience their content in virtual reality. And so allows for you to do a 360-degree view of the room. But also, folks, they have the 360-degree 4D headphones right here. These are Bluetooth headphones. They have complete surround sound in terms of as you hear the particular music. Gamers love them as well when they're playing their games. And so it's just phenomenal bass in these headphones as well. You can get one or both devices at Ceek.com using this promo code RMVIP2020, RMVIP 2020. So we certainly thank the folks at Ceek.com for being a partner with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered. All right.